The fight against drugs continues as new legislation looks to make 22 chemicals typically found in the synthetic marijuana drug K2 illegal across the country. Today, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer was in Watkins, Glen to introduce the federal legislation. WENY Samantha Potter was at the announcement and has details on the proposed new law.
If you don't know or you haven't heard, synthetic drugs are the new wave.
From fentanyl-laced pills found in Chemung County this past March to synthetic marijuana found at a convenience store in Broome County just this past week, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer says synthetic drugs are sweeping the nation.
These drugs can be 100 times more potent than marijuana, more deadly.
Schumer explains that K2 is a mix of chemicals that typically comes from China and are laced into marijuana. He says the chemists find loopholes around the law by changing a few molecules that then technically make the synthetic drug legal.
The synthetic drug makers always try to stay a few steps ahead of our good men and women in law enforcement.
Senator Schumer referenced the 130 K2 overdoses that happened down in New York City, saying any drugs that are found on there always make their way upstate. Which is why he says he wants to slam a federal hammer to nail K2 down before it spreads even more. Under the proposed legislation, 22 chemicals, including variants of fentanyl, would be illegal. Schumer says allowing the feds to play catch-up.
In addition, we're looking at legislation that would give the DEA the power to ban anything new the minute it appears.
For Steuben County District Attorney Brooks Baker, the synthetic drug phenomenon is all too familiar, as it wasn't too long ago when bath salts swept through the county.
At one point, we were being flooded with bath salts. They were legal, they could be possessed anywhere, and people were essentially openly selling them. And we all saw the effects, all the deaths and all the terrible things that happened. And once the feds clamped down, once this legislation that was sponsored by Senator Schumer the last time came through, and they cut the flow off.
Senator Schumer says there's not much opposition to the bill, so he hopes to get it passed by September. Reporting in Schuyler County, Samantha Potter, WENY News.